quite happy with it. Yeah.
We've got a busload coming down from Scotland as well. We all know that they really do want to rejoin. To introduce Siobhan Benita.
Everybody, what a beautiful sight, all these wonderful rejoiners together. Also known as the gorgeous Anti-Growth Coalition and the stunning Wokerati. Thank you so much for coming out. If you want your country back, make some noise.
Sorry, I had to do that. My mum's got a new smartphone and she said, next time you're out with your mates, send me a selfie. It's great to see you all here. It's our first march in 3 years! Give yourselves and all those, don't forget there's people who can't make it, they're watching online. Give them all a cheer too. Apparently, I've got 3 minutes to speak, so just to put that into perspective, that's the same amount of time the next Prime Minister will be in office. Pork markets. They want Boris Johnson to come back. That would be a disgrace. My Liz Truss impersonation. Anyway, I don't want to waste time talking about the Tories anymore. They are history. First past the post, that's got to be consigned to history too. That's what led us here. 200 years of the two-horse race. It doesn't work, it doesn't represent us, and we deserve better. Not just deserve better, we bloody demand better. Fair representation should be a given, not a fight. It's essential for us to rejoin the European Union in whatever format we can get initially. It's going to take time. We need to build that deal back up. We're never going to get the deal we had. We have to accept that. But it can start with a single market, the customs union, our freedom of movement. A general election is coming. It could be any time from now to 2 years. We need to prepare for that. We need to be badgering our MPs. You know, there's a certain MP, I'm not going to name him, Keir Starmer, says we're not going to rejoin, we're not doing this, we're not doing that. Hold on a minute. You represent the people, your constituents. You do what the people want. Three goals, three priorities. Tories out! Proportional national representation with a written constitution. Priority one though, Tories out. We can work with it. Parties need to work together. So, to finish off, please turn to your left. Look at that building there. There's been builders on it, repairing it for the last 4 years. Only we can repair the damage inside. It will take you, me, united, all of us. We repair our broken parliament. We deserve better. We demand better. Tories out! 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 Thank you very much. They turned my mic off. No one silences me.
Thank you, Steve. How cool was that?
Goal of being able to make a brand new show speaking truth to power every 7 days until we rejoin the European Union. Now we'll make our dream of a free weekly pro-EU radio show a cast iron reality. We're part of the national grassroots network of passionate pro-Europeans who believe the far right's increasing tide of misinformation, bigotry and racism need challenging now. So if you'd like to be part of what we're doing at SMR, join us. You'll receive every week's new show as a digital download a full day before it goes to air. And we'll send you a free copy of our 21-track CD, You Write the Songs, as a physical CD or download with no P&P. Full details are available on the website, and you'll find all our links in our Twitter bio with your...
Thank you very much. Thank you for the invitation to be here. As you know, I did in my life the most awful job that I never want to repeat. That is to negotiate a Brexit. The most negative experience in my life. And I will never again do it. So I'm very pleased, therefore, I wanted absolutely to be here in this first Rejoin March. And I'm sure there will be all the rejoin marches that are necessary until there is a rejoin of the UK in the European Union.
Hi everyone, it's great to follow Verhofstadt. A very good friend. He was my leader when I was for 15 years a member of the European Parliament, and it's really brilliant that he's come today to support us. So a big cheer.
With an expertise in online gaming, and he has his own YouTube political channel. I'd like to introduce Phil Moorhouse.
I see Yorkshire's represented. Came down on the train myself, came up. Westminster Station, there's a poster, I kid you not, there's a poster with Liz Truss there, and it says, will she get it? She got it all right. Our secret agent, Liz Truss, I couldn't believe it. She runs up against Rishi Sunak, who campaigned to leave the EU, and she convinced the Tories she was the Brexit candidate. She had the Tufton Street Brigade, convinced she was their star pupil. She had the ERG thinking she was a Brexit zealot reborn, and she had the Tory media claiming she was the high priestess of Brexit. Then she blew a hole in HMS Hard Brexit, and now they're calling her a Remainer again. But now we've got the situation where the Financial Times, and I urge you to look it up on YouTube if you haven't seen it, the Financial Times, you know, those well-known Marxist wokenauts, have produced a video explaining the damage of Brexit now, especially since that Brexit budget. On Monday, they're going to produce another Brexit budget where they say we should be pleased that the pound is back up to $1.12. It was $1.58 before the referendum, and they're going to tell you, I'm sorry, we seem to have blown a hole in the country's finances. We need to plug it by cutting public services and squeezing your incomes. Because it's the only way. The only way. We've raised trade barriers that mean we can't export some things, not just to the EU, but the US as well. Also, what we can export, Brexit red tape's expensive, you know. So the profits are lower. But what do we tax? The profits. If we've got lower profits, we have lower taxation. And they tell us that the only way to plug this gap is to squeeze public services and your incomes, when if they lowered the trade barriers, we could sell more profitably, raise more taxes, and we wouldn't have to put public services. The chances of Brexit lasting are zero. It's just a matter of when. It makes no sense. It made no sense then. It makes no sense now.
Absolutely everything about the mess we are in, how we got into this mess, and also how we get out of that mess. And we owe it to ourselves, we owe it to the European citizens in our country, we owe it to fellow Brits across the continent, we owe it to our farmers, our fishermen, our scientists, our youth, our small businesses, our exporters, our manufacturers, and most importantly, the next generations. It is us that will tell this story. We are the ones who will tell it. So go to brexitdocumentary.com, look at that project, it is happening, we're going to make that, and we're going to push it around the world. This is our story. We are going to tell that story. And make sure you're joining your local pro-EU groups, make sure you join the European Union, sign up to Rejoin the List or whatever it's called, sign up to everything, because it is all about community building.
I never realised how much it would come to mean to some people, and for me, myself, it means more for me today than it has done before. It's called I Want My Country Back. I want my country back. The country they've taken away. Where has it gone? The tolerant, inclusive, diverse, creative, outward-looking, fair-minded, pre-Brexit one. Where is she now? I have lost her. The one I loved, was nurtured by, for so many peaceful decades. She that was part of Europe, yet still her own self. Perhaps I took her for granted. I didn't mean to. I mourn her loss every day. My love is a stranger to me. She ignores me when I call her name. She does not heed or see me. I am invisible now. How can that be? How has this come to pass? I am a refugee in my own country, wandering, forsaken, lost in a land I no longer recognise. A land taken over by an alien power. Shouty men and women telling me what I want, telling me what the people want, telling me I need to move on. I cannot. My heart is broken. It does not heal so easily. I am grieving. We were together so many years, so very many years. I thought, till death do us part, but they came and stole you away. Now they rape you before my eyes, violate you daily, rub salt in my wounds. You are bleeding. Your life is draining away. I cannot bear it. My tears fall and they rub salt in my wounds. I miss you more than you will ever know. I want you back. I cannot watch. You're drowning now beneath your waves, pushed down when you break water and emerge for air. I will not bear it. I want you back. I cannot let you go. I want you back, and I will fight.
So, 6 years ago, Boris Johnson and his group of mutant Tories, they broke this country. After financially strangling people for 6 years, they turned to a population that was made desperate by Brexit and told them, desperate by austerity, and told them that Brexit was the way to a better life. And the worst thing is, the people who warned about the damage of Brexit, they were called Project Fear, and we had to, in that discussion, defend the status quo, defend keeping things the way they were. And so the Tories claimed to offer hope. But the beautiful tragedy about where we are now is that the tables have fully turned. Because look at the state of the country. Right now, it's the Tories telling you that this is the best you can get. And Jacob Rees-Mogg is even saying that at the end of next year, you just have to accept that there's going to be a 70% increase in the cost of food because we start doing import checks. We are the ones offering cheaper food. The Tories will tell you, they're telling businesses and farmers and fishing workers, they just have to accept extra red tape, expensive red tape, and all the extra forms they have to fill in. We are the ones offering British businesses a chance to breathe. The Tories will tell you, you just have to accept that your rights are being taken away, that you're losing the right to protest, to even be here right now, that you're losing the rights to your voting rights, your rights to work in other countries. We are the ones offering freedom. Yeah. And the sad thing is, I've spoken to Remainers who feel almost embarrassed about talking about Brexit because they feel that it's a middle-class issue, that it's almost out of touch to talk about Brexit given all the challenges that people are facing these days. Because that's how Remainers were painted. But my question is, What's out of touch about wanting small businesses to be able to avoid expensive red tape while prices are spiraling? What's out of touch about wanting more doctors and nurses while NHS is on its knees?
Yeah.
What's out of touch about wanting cheaper food during a poverty crisis?
Yeah.
The fact is, we already know that we won this debate in 2019. The majority voted for parties that were committed to a second referendum. So if all votes had counted equally, we would still be in the EU. But sadly, the majority was silenced by our voting system, as it always is time and time again, because the majority has voted for parties to the left of the Conservatives in almost every single election since the Second World War, because we are a progressive voting country. Which means that if at the next election, which believe me, must come soon, if the opposition parties work together on the basis of delivering a fair voting system, i.e. proportional representation, then we won't just get the Tories out, we will get a better politics that reflects the progressive voting country that we actually are. And that means progressive policies on the NHS, that means progressive policies on wealth, on taxes, that means progressive policies on regional equality, that means progressive policies on devolution, that means progressive policies on LGBT, gender and racial equality, that means progressive policies on climate change, that means progressive policies on our country's place in Europe. Because we are Project Hope! Thank you.
Thank you, Bernard. What a legend. Right, everybody, we are coming to the end of our march. I want to say an absolutely massive thank you to all of the organisers who took part to create this. 50,000 protesters on this march. How awesome is that? One thing we would like to do is to request that you join your local Rejoin groups. It's one of the best ways for everybody to work together, get together and organise the next march. If you don't know your local group, if you go on the National Rejoin March page, we can direct you to your local group. One last thing before we go, and I am not going to drag him up on stage because he really doesn't want it, but you all need to make a lot of noise for the man who organised this entire march. His name is Peter Corr. He's the lorry driver. I want to hear applause, screaming, shouting. This man is where it started. And we need to get the ball rolling. The time is now. This is where it starts. Thank you!